Happy Friday, y'all. This is your boy Nes once again, and today was a pretty big day. We definitely had a lot of volatility in the market due to NFP, which is the non-farm payroll. So whenever you're looking at an economic calendar, you know currencies are absolutely going to be affected when it comes to NFP days, which is usually the first Friday of every month. There's some days where it doesn't fall on the first Friday in rare occasions, but for the most part, it's the first Friday of every month. And it's a day that a lot of Forex traders like myself take a look at. So when you look at an economic calendar, the most important thing that you absolutely have to consider is what was forecasted as well as the live data on this. So as I illustrate for you what we should be taking a look at, all right, you always want to take a look at the forecasted data whenever these economic updates are about to drop. So you get the date, you get the exact time. These updates will impact the market, and these are the currency pairs that it will affect, okay? These are the currency pairs that it will affect, and the level of impact is important as well, because when we look at the red folders or the high impact updates, these are the ones that are going to really be volatile. And so we can see there's these three impacting the US dollar, or already impacted the US dollar. And we have one with the Australian dollar, which is basically, it doesn't have an exact time for it. But 8:30 a.m. every Friday, first Friday of every month, you can expect some volatility. So we can see over here, this was the forecasted data for these updates, right? And basically, if there's not much of a difference, then it'll be neutral like this. So there's no volatility, okay? So no volatility on this. Now, when it's red or green, there is volatility. If it's red, it's bad for the currency that it is affecting, which is US dollar. But when it's green, all right, this is good. All right. So when the update is good for currency, all right, that means that thing is about to go up. If it's bad for a currency, then that means it's most likely going to go down. And then if it's neutral, then there's no volatility, no movement going down in the markets. But the biggest one that everyone looks at is NFP, which is the non-farm payroll, right? So there's two approaches that you can have when it comes to news updates, especially something as big as NFP. And that is simply this. If you are trading actively already, you want to get out of a trade before an impact, all right, comes to that currency pair that you are trading. Or if you are trading currency pairs that have correlations with a currency that's about to be impacted. Or you can wait for the update, the market update, the economic updates to hit the market, and then kind of monitor a little bit before you decide to go with the momentum of the market. The market can be extremely volatile at these times. Whenever high impact updates hit the market, you can see some strong spike ups in the market, or strong spikes down. Sometimes the market reacts before economic update, okay? But usually in something as big as like this, all right, the volatility can be insane. So 1 second it can spike all the way up, the next second it can spike all the way down. And really those are liquidity grabs that are going on in the market before market corrections kind of bring the market back to the direction that it's supposed to go in. All right, so you want to keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, and we have the strategies to teach you. So early in the week, I was basically showing a couple of charts and showing what's really going on with the dollar, with Bitcoin, as well as gold. Okay, so we're monitoring these things right over here, but on top of that, we're seeing how it's impacting everything else, from the top tech companies, the United States, and how that impacts indices as well. As a whole over here, SPX 500, US 30, Nas 100, and we're taking a look at cryptos as well. Which, by the way, Bitcoin is back at 97, back at 97,000. It hit 95,000, came down to 94,000. Now it's in the 97,000s area, so it's a real good sign. You can see over here, there's the current price. All right, market cap coming back to where it was at before it peaked at about 108, 109. And so when we take a look at these things, we can definitely tell the market is volatile. How is this doing in terms of inflation is concerned? Well, if we compare year by year, we see where inflation was at before and where it is at right now. So inflation has gone down, which is a really, really good sign. Let's see how it's performed in a matter of 1 month. So kind of right back to where it was a month ago. A lot of things going on due to the tariff talks and how the markets are, basically reacting to that. But long story short, ladies and gentlemen, all right, we're going to see things kind of happen here and there. There is the deal actually went through between the United States and Ukraine, which is the mineral deal. And so that kind of ties Ukraine and the United States economically. And now we have a vested interest in Ukraine, which basically secures them from foreign enemies and things of that nature. So that deal just went through. At the end of the day, it's all business, right? All these countries are trying to handle business, trying to stand on business for the sake of their citizens, right? So that's basically what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to start doing these market reviews, more often. If you like these market reviews, then type more, right, in the comment sections below. Make sure you tap on these letters and comment more, right, on the comment section below if you want to see a little bit more of this. And what we'll do, because some platforms are limiting, we'll chop it down. All right, we'll be chopping down this long form content, putting out a lot more short form content, and we'll do this on a week to week basis if that's what you want to see. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. It's been very volatile this week, but next week, I have a feeling there's some great opportunities. And if you want to learn how to take advantage of these opportunities, go on ahead and type more in the comment section below, and we'll send you some information directly to your DMs. And with that said, stay blessed, take care. We'll see you next week. Peace.